So researchers at Harvard University and the London School of Economics did a study, and they found that about 85% of a CEO's typical workday is taken up by just three things: meetings, phone calls, and public appearances. Just those three things, okay? Now, most of us would say, okay, a good chunk of those meetings are completely unnecessary, right, if we've had that experience, but it's all communication, right? So the vast majority of the CEO's day is communication related. 16,000, the average number of words that a person speaks in one day, according to the University of Arizona. And there's no difference, contrary to popular belief, between men and women. Okay? So it's not that women speak more words on a daily basis than men. Men and women both speak on average about 16,000 words. Although interestingly, the most talkative people and the least talkative are both men, according to that study. So the most talkative person, they recorded about 45,000 words in one day, and the least talkative about 700 words in one day. Okay? But the average was about 16,000. The point being, we are communicating on a regular basis, right? Our days are overwhelmingly, we're communicating, we're trying to influence people, we're trying to get our message across. So if we're going to communicate, we might as well be effective and persuasive when we do it. So when it comes to persuasion, there's three major things that we can look at to kind of simplify it in our minds, understand the three major factors. The next slide, please. Click. Number one is the persuader, which is you, right? Number two, click please, is the audience that you're trying to influence, understanding them, doing research on them, understanding what it is that they need, where they, what's important to them, what their priorities are. And then again, the context, okay? So there's the persuader, there's the audience, and then there's the overall context. The environment that you're in, the climate, the norms, the assumptions, what is important in that context. So reciprocity is so valuable because the human brain psychologically has a need for justice, for symmetry, for equivalence. You scratch my back, I scratch yours, right? Gift giving was the original form of commerce, and it's still the primary form of commerce in many tribal societies around the world, South Pacific, Africa, South America, and other places. Reciprocity is extremely fundamental. And it's something that everybody should have in their persuasion toolbox. And if you're not actively practicing reciprocity, giving value to people, then it's something for you to really start thinking about. Whether you're in sales, whether you're trying to get a job, whether you are a leader trying to get your team to do things, doing things for other people, creating value is an extremely powerful way to get them on your side. When a waiter provides a chocolate with the bill at the end of a restaurant stay, on average his tip increases by 18%. Okay, that's statistically significant, and it's personally significant as well, right? Little things like that, but notice, it's not a quid pro quo. It's not a transactional vibe, right? How many have had that experience? A waiter brings like a candy or chocolate at the end of the restaurant stay, right? So he or she is not going to say explicitly, hey, if I give you this, can you, maybe help me out? Right? It's subtle. It's kind of below the radar. That's the power. When you make it transactional, you're almost undercutting the effect, and you're almost defeating the purpose of it, right? Because the goal of reciprocity is to engender so much goodwill and so much positivity that people will feel towards you that they want to do things out of their own volition. Right? Voluntarily they want to do it. They're not doing it because they have to. They're doing it because they want to, because they just feel that there's something really great about that person, and I want to help them out and achieve what they want to achieve.